Hey everybody, welcome to another recap of Dancing with the Stars. It was classical week, aka classical night. Alright, so they started off with this period piece. They were all dressed up like Mozarts. And if Mozart people had danced like this in their time, it would have been scandalous. But it was really good. The violin dude, Joshua Bell, showed up and he played Vivaldi, Four Seasons. They didn't say which one though, but it was really good. I love Joshua Bell. I think he's amazing. He's like the new Isaac Stern. Alright, giant orchestra this week, 5 additional singers. Yeah, they went all out. I loved it. Each couple is going to dance 2 times. 1 time is a solo, 1 time is a solo couple, and a team group dance. And that was either going to be Team Paso or Team Tango. Catherine and Mark began the show with their rumba. They danced to Pachelbel's Canon, and it was classy. It wasn't slutty. By the way, did I say it was a rumba? Yeah. It was just beautiful, and it was so classy. It was still sexy, but in a romantic way, not in a dirty way, not in a softcore porn way. But the judges did not give them a perfect score. They ended up with a 27. They were denied. Then Melissa and Max were up next, and they danced an Argentine tango. The announcer, I just freak out so much with the announcers, like, Argentine tango, it's Argentine tango. And they danced it to the Marriage of Figaro. But Max is hurt. He's got a cyst on his ankle or foot or something. And he didn't know if he was going to be able to be okay for the performance, so he asked his brother to help out. He was kind of the understudy. They didn't really need him, but it was fun to see the 2 of them together. The dance, however, was not so fun. It was a hot mess. Bear in a swamp, what other euphemism can we pick out there? At one point, it even looked like she was taking a dump. She has, like, no finesse whatsoever. If I didn't know that that was supposed to be an Argentine tango, I wouldn't have known what it was. And she was so indignant about the whole thing. She was like, I thought I did a good job. No, you didn't. It's a joke. 21. William and Cheryl up next. Viennese Waltz. Jackie Evanko came out and sang. You must remember her from the X Factor, the little, back then, 9-year-old opera singer who floored everyone. Well, guess what? She's even better now. She sang Ave Maria. Beautiful song. Beautiful performance by her. And they had to ruin it, though. They made it into a sexy waltz. And the judges in the crowd loved it, but I don't know, I just thought it was not as graceful as it could have been. It seemed like he danced it really small. There was these short steps. It seemed like he was limping through the rise and fall. Maybe it was his ankle. I don't know. He's injured it in the last few weeks, so maybe. But it didn't look as good as the other dancers to me. So they ended up with a 27. Roshan and Chelsea, another Argentine tango. They danced to a classical version of Bad Romance. I don't think there should be a classical version of Bad Romance. I didn't really like the arrangement, but he did a good job. He's really trying. For some reason, the judges don't like him so much, and he doesn't have the same fan base that everybody else has. He could have been a little bit more confident, but I think it was definitely an overall improvement for him. But the judges were still bitchy. Len gave him an 8, and so did Bruno, who's like a pushover. That's ridiculous. They ended up with a 25. So Donald and Peta were up next with a Viennese Waltz, and Vittorio Gregillo sang La Donna Immobile, and this is my son's favorite opera song. He sings it all the time, other than all the songs in Mozart's Magic Flute. But I thought it was really beautiful. And they were really working hard. They did hard choreography. BS again. The judges denied them. They ended up with a 27. Well, guess whose week it was to get a 30? Maria and Derek were up next with their Paso Doble, and she was a vampire. They should have played Vampire Weekend in a classical version. Alright, so they actually danced to the Montagues and Capulets. It was great. There's no denying it. They got a 30, and they deserved it. But there were some other deserving people tonight, too, and they kind of got swept under the rug. But I'm not going to take away Maria and Derek's thunder. They got a 30. Jaleel and Kim, and by the way, it was the first 30 of the season. So congratulations, Maria and Derek. Jaleel and Kim were up next with a Viennese waltz. Some song I didn't know. And I didn't feel like looking up, so I'm sorry. If you know what it was, leave it in the comments. If you dare. I wanted to actually like this more than I did, but unfortunately I didn't like it very much. It was just okay. The judges kind of felt the same way too, so they ended up with a 24. So then, while everyone's getting ready for their group numbers, Jackie Evenko came out again and sang a song while Tristan and Karina did a very sexy dance. It was oozing sex. It was beautiful. Alright, Team Tango. They consist of Maria, Derek, Mark, Catherine, Chelsea, Roshan, and Jaleel and Kim. Wow. They danced to, I think it was called Toccata. They were so tight. They did a beautiful dance, team formation dance. It was really good. And I love the tiny hats. If you're wearing tiny hats, you deserve really good scores. But unfortunately, Len didn't agree. Carrie Ann gave them a 10, which I think they totally deserved because they were spot on. Len gave them an 8. What the hell is up with that? And Bruno gave them a 9. He's always like the easiest scorer. What's up with the 9, Bruno? So they ended up with a 27. Now Team Paso is all the other scrubs. I'm just kidding. It's Donald, Peta, Cheryl, William, Melissa, and Max. Guess who's the weakest link? And he even told her, I don't want to be the weakest link. Do you really think the other ones are? No, never gonna happen. Not unless they broke both legs. Alright, so during the rehearsal, they were showing this move where they like throw the girls into the middle and they all clunked heads. A little dangerous. Gotta work that out a little bit better. And I noticed during the performance they did. They kind of like move their heads out of the way so they wouldn't have a concussion, which Melissa has already had. She should be wearing a helmet. Wouldn't that be fun? Alright, so they picked a killer song, or a killer song was picked for them. Of course, they always use O Fortuna in everything. If you want to sell something, you better pick O Fortuna. So, they even pulled out all the stops. Shirtless. The crowd went crazy. They were ready to rip them into shreds. Even the judges were like, oh, you guys are wonderful. You know what? I think the judges gave them a gift because they wanted the scores to be close. So they ended up with a 26, just 1 point less than the other team. They really should have had a 24-25. Alright, tomorrow, Hat's coming back. GDG, Gavin D. Graw is coming back, and it's going to be the final dance duel. So you're not going to want to miss it. Till then, much love.